With only 2 weeks left before the 30th January date, the National Super Alliance swearing-in wheels appears to have grinded to halt. Sources are revealing a web of issues that have tangled Odinga's oath-taking plans. Citizen TV has learned that section of NASA principals are not for the swearing-in, instead pushing for dialogue without necessarily having ultimatums. According to those privy to the behind-the-scenes, out of the 4 principals, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi is pushing Odinga to drop the swearing-in plans. His Ford Kenya party counterpart Moses Wetangula is also not in the swearing-in camp, according to the sources. In Westlands on Thursday and in Trans Nzoia yesterday, Wetangula called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to form an all-inclusive cabinet, including nominees from places that did not vote for him, contrary to NASA's initial game plan.
Whether you got votes in Luo Nyanza or not, we want to see Luos in your cabinet. It matters not whether you got votes from Ukambano or not. Don't go and pick sycophants. Pick people who are respected.
Also slowing down the journey to the proverbial canon is the recent Wiper Party call-off of the Lower Eastern People's Assembly Forum, raising questions on his party's commitment to the journey.
We'll meet with the technical committee so that we can firm up in terms of details of the meeting, including, of course, also the question of how you finance them, because normally the region is asked to do that, and we have to be sure that the finances are available.
The naming of the Assumption of Office Committee by the David Ndii-led team is yet to happen, with less than 15 days to the swearing-in date. But even with the push for dialogue with Jubilee seemingly falling on deaf ears, Odinga's close allies are pushing the yet-to-be-named committee to conclude the swearing-in plans.
We are going back to the 8th August election that was nullified by Supreme Court, ensure that Raila won. We have the numbers now, and we know, and we can demonstrate and display and show and prove to anyone that Raila won the election. We are saying this time or never, Raila must be sworn in. Jubilee is planning to destroy this country.
In the fullness of time, they continue to disparage these efforts, then they must prepare for the next stage of engagement. The engagement being that in our considered view, they hold power against the order of the law, regardless that certain legal institutional forums were intimidated into declaring them to be victors.
The fallout among the principals that has since slowed down the swearing-in momentum, triggering a crisis meeting between the 4 on Monday, a meeting that will decide and seal Odinga's fate.
We expect that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka would be sworn in, much the same way Uhuru Kenyatta was sworn in, and we would then get to the next stage of contestation. We would consider ourselves to be the legitimate government, and there's an illegitimate government.
Because the international community that talked to us, and we said we will listen. We are committed to do it now on the 31st of January without looking backwards. But we also stand to listen.
With all eyes set on Monday meeting, sources say the forum is likely to be used to soften Odinga's stance and instead pursue a referendum drive that seeks to reintroduce the Bomas draft constitution. Further, the NASA ship seems to be also held captive by the unresolved Parliamentary House leadership that saw the ODM wing amass positions to the chagrin of its sister parties. Stephen Letoo, Citizen Weekend, Nairobi.